What is going on, guys? It's your boy CJ back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'm going to be doing my review and impressions on the game and what I think was good and bad about it, and concluding whether or not I think the game is good overall and whether or not you should get it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing we'll be talking about is the character customization. I'll start off saying the character customization is done super well. Everything looked nice and you were able to really make your ghost look unique and detailed, even with the limitations that we had in the beta. But there were small things like just being able to put your hood over your head, if you didn't have a hat on, while still being able to have a face mask or a gas mask. It just made your character look so much unique and personalized, and that is something that a lot of games tend to fail with character customization, because of lack of thought put into it, and we end up having these really generic characters. So it's nice to see Ubisoft really putting some effort into that. You were able to obtain a lot of clothes and all that stuff from the open world as well that you can change at your leisure, so you're not stuck with one thing. If there's like any tattoos or anything like that in the character customization, you're allowed to freely change that at any time. So you're not just, so let's say you put on a pair of glasses that you don't like, it's the Vision reference right there, and you don't want to use it anymore, you're not stuck with it. You can take it off at any point in the game, and that's the end of that. Even scars or whatever are all changeable, which I think the scars could probably stay, but that there's a lot of customization, a lot of free, will to change anything that you want with your character, and I think that was done really well. So great job there, Ubisoft, with that. The graphics, the game looks amazing, guys, whether on console or PC. I understand on the PC beta there are some issues with graphic performance, which is just a typical issue in any beta, as the game is not fully optimized 100%. But despite that, the game looks beautiful. On PC, granted, you have a good PC build, as it has a lot of graphic options to choose from to make your game look amazing. The climate and weather changes really feel realistic. As soon as I jumped into the beta, I just really want to explore the open world because of how beautiful the world looks. People were very quick to say this game is a GTA downgrade or a graphics downgrade in general, and I completely disagree with that. The game is really stunning, and honestly all I need to do is fix the performance issues on the full game on PC, because it's really good. And if you're like on console, the PC, the graphics are always going to be different. So if you're playing console and you're one of those people that really care about graphics, you might have a different opinion on this, but on PC the graphics are very well done. I like the graphics on console, I'm very satisfied with it, but on PC there's so much you can do to make the graphics look so much more insane, and I really think that the graphics in this game are just honestly really damn good. So that's all I gotta say about that. Now let's get into the gameplay. There's a lot of issues with the gameplay, but let's just talk about that. And I know that this is a beta, and I understand that what I'm about to talk about isn't enough to change that I really like the game, but there were a lot of issues that the game being in beta just isn't excusing for me personally. So that's just all I gotta say about that. So let's just get right into it. Controls and button mapping on console were not done well, and it made simple things like controlling your AI teammates or calling in rebel support through the command wheel feel very choppy, slow, and unimmersive, as you would have to stop completely in order to control the command wheel efficiently. A big factor to this problem was having to press A or X to confirm actions on the command wheel after already highlighting it, making it more of a pain in comparison to the Division, where you highlight the consumable and continue with combat or whatever you may be doing without having to come to a complete stop mid-combat. And I understand that they're trying to be tactical, where going cover to make command would make sense, but in those all-out gunfights, where making your AIs go somewhere real quick or hold a position would be vital, even if you're out in the open, it just makes it all the more harder for you. So what they need to do here is rework control mapping, or add an option for us to freely change what buttons do what, so everything isn't so clustered and confusing at times. There are more issues that I could go on about the button mapping, but those stuff are more opinionated, and all honestly all they need to do is just fix the button mapping. So with that being said, we're going to continue with some other things. The AI teammates, despite being annoying to control, was done really well, and it made playing solo very fun, and the ability to add skills to make them stronger and more efficient I thought was awesome. It felt a lot like SOCOM, just how much the AIs were useful tactically throughout the game. A few things I would add is to let the AIs have the ability to fly helo. Let's say you want to drop into a base to get some intel, you can command them to hold, but one guy, one of your teammates would actually keep the helicopter stable instead of all of you guys having to jump out of the plane or the helicopter. As you know, helicopters aren't spawned so close to each other, and if you want to get around quickly and use a helicopter more than the vehicles in the game, that is just something like that would be a lot more necessary than having to blow up every helicopter every time you want to parachute out of it. So I think that would be a nice addition if they could add that to the full game, and maybe they already did. So that's all I gotta say about that. The driving, here's the thing about the driving if you're a console player and you have played all these driving games, GTA and all that shit, the driving on this game is child's play. But on PC, it's a big problem. Like, yes, overall the driving could be worked on a bit better. Like, it feels really slippery, it feels uncontrollable at times. It's just very unrealistic. There's a lot of problems to it, but of course if you're on console you're not having so many of these problems, as it's a lot easier to drive on console, like play racing games, as it would be to use mouse and keyboard, WASD to control a car's movement. So just keep that in mind, that when you're playing different platforms, a lot of things are different. So, but yes, the driving could definitely be worked on, and especially on PC they just really need to rework how like the cars react to terrain, to all that stuff. Time to kill and time to be killed are very weird. Like, I understand this is not the division, but with that being said, it's so easy to die. You do really feel like a bullet sponge, just like division, as well as it's kind of hard to get this feel of getting new weapons when everything is kind of a 3-shot or 4-shot max with an assault rifle. So, and I understand that it's meant to be super realistic, but in a sense of it being fun and entertaining, and not eventually becoming so repetitive and just kind of boring in terms of having a goal in the game, it does get very boring. They do need to rework that stuff, because yes, you die super quickly if you just happen to be out in the open with a few enemies. The enemies, they die just as fast. Like, I'm pretty sure you die just as fast as the enemy NPCs and stuff. So that's just a serious kind of a setback. Like, they do need to rework that stuff, as well as the story missions. Side missions are pretty cool. Like, I actually enjoyed doing them all, and actually approaching them all in different type of tactical ways. But there are a lot of issues and a lot of concerns that this is going to be very how can I say, very very repetitive, basically, because they're all kind of the same thing. And I understand, of course, like I said, this is a beta, so of course there will be, or hopefully be, different types of things to do. But a lot of the missions, the story missions, the side missions, all felt kind of the same, repetitive. Go talk to this guy, interrogate this dude, take some intel from here, steal a plane from one place, bring it to the next, extract some prisoner. It's just, they all feel kind of the same. And the gameplay, the gameplay does kind of make up for, like, it is fun. Like, the gameplay does feel really fun to play, but the goal setting and all that stuff just feels very repetitive, and I feel like they do need to add a bit more to it than what being displayed on the beta, and I hope that there is a change with that. Also, a couple issues that I found, this video is actually going on pretty long, but a couple of the key issues that I found while playing the game, and this is whether you're on PC or console or anything for that matter, is the movement, which I found very, the movement is good. You have a lot of free will to go prone, go go in the cover the way that you like and play however you want. That's what I really liked about the game in terms of movement and just gameplay itself. But the movement, you know, trying to move left to right while sprinting was just very slow, especially on console. It was like just turning just felt really slow. Like no high sensitivity was going to change that. It just kind of sucked when you need to, you know, turn quickly or whatever. It felt really very choppy, and they really need to fix that because it was not smooth at all. It was really choppy. Sometimes you'll see, you know, your sprint animation just all fucked up, like his, you know, his leg will like be like flipping up his ass or some shit. It's just it's so weird. And but of course, like I said again, I'll remind you guys, it's the beta. This will most likely not be an issue in the full game, but I just wanted to point that out, so you know that issue is there. People understand that, you know, that there is a problem with that, as well as cars. You know, while you're driving in cars, sometimes if you're playing on co-op, the players will actually be driving the car, but their character will be running behind the car in some sort of glitch. It's just very weird. Now, the last thing I want to go over is the co-op. The co-op was fun. I actually really enjoyed playing it. The only problem with the co-op, because of the beta issues, not having your friends being able to actually get into the beta, a lot of players were actually playing with randoms. Basically, you couldn't actually play with your homies. You had to just queue up and join other players' sessions to actually experience the co-op game. And some people will have different opinions because of this, because they didn't get to play with their homies and experience the more tactical and organized side of this game and the way it's supposed to be played when you're playing co-op. Because a lot of players that I queued up with just, you know, were unreactive, unresponsive, you know, didn't talk or anything like that. So it did make co-op a bit of a drag in that sense. But the people that I did play with that, you know, were responsive, did talk, did communicate, it was a fun time. I had fun. I enjoyed playing with some of my fans. It was cool. So I give co-op a lot of respect. Co-op was very fun, and I think that in the full game it will be amazing. Honestly, that's just my opinion on that. So that's all I gotta say about that. You know, this video has dragged on pretty damn long, and my overall conclusion is that the game is really good. I really think that, you know, if you enjoyed the beta, that why not go ahead and pre-order it, or, you know, wait for it to go on sale or whatever. I did pre-order it, and I'm keeping my pre-order because I actually enjoyed the gameplay. I had a fun time on the beta, you know, even after all of the issues that I had getting into the beta at first. But I'm not gonna complain about that stuff. You know, I had my issue with Ubisoft, they fixed it for me, so I'm satisfied with how everything worked out this weekend. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, you know what I'm saying. And this has been your boy CJ. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more future Ghost Recons and Division content. And I'll see you guys next time, either tomorrow, the next day, or for Ghost Recon Wildlands, I'll see you guys on March the 5th. Peace out.